From the River Rock Casino Resort and Theatre in Richmond, BC, John Harris reports on the Comic Vision 2010 benefit. A Cure is in sight, sponsored by Bell.
Toronto-based health charity, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, has pioneered a unique and fun way to raise money for vision research. It's an entertaining evening called Comic Vision. It's held in 5 Canadian cities every May, and this year the Accessible Channel went to the West Coast edition of the event, held at the River Rock Casino in Richmond. The vision for Comic Vision sprang from Anne Morrison of Toronto, who spoke to our reporter Christy Cassie.
In 1999, my son was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. At the time, he was 5 years old, and we actually attended a conference that the foundation put on for patients, where researchers spoke to people affected and their families and described what research was going on. And basically the whole experience gave us hope, and it gave us hope that Gavin was going to have a wonderful life. We met tons of people with affected by blindness, and it also gave us hope that we could believe in the research. And one of my girlfriends, who is a operating room nurse by day and a stand-up comedian by night, Meg Soper, she said to me, "I think we should do a fundraiser," and so that was how it started. It was in 1999, and we raised $7,800 that first year. Only 200 people came, and now, 11 years later, we have raised $2.1 million, and the event takes place in 5 cities across Canada.
What do you hope to accomplish with the funds you raise?
That's a great question, Christy. The mission of the foundation is to find the causes, cures, and treatments for retinal degenerations and retinal diseases such as retinitis pigmentosa and macular degeneration. Ultimately, we want to help people restore their sight, but we are also very interested in helping them maintain the sight that they currently have.
Can you tell me more about the most recent research Foundation Fighting Blindness has been involved in?
Sure. We're very excited about a research project out of Ottawa. Dr. Catherine Silfidis is doing some research in gene therapy in which they hope to stop the progress of retinal diseases, and that is not specific to one type of gene. It would help many people who are affected by blindness.
The West Coast swing was the final destination for the national tour of Comic Vision. Christy tracked down the chair of the Vancouver fundraiser, Deborah Greck.
The first question I wanted to ask you is about your involvement with the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Well, like many people who get involved in a cause, it started with someone in the family who was affected by retinitis pigmentosa. And fairly soon after we heard about the diagnosis, we discovered there was this fantastic foundation called the Foundation Fighting Blindness, the FFB, that dealt specifically with the types of diseases that we were faced with. My husband is on the board now of the Foundation Fighting Blindness, and for myself, immediately got involved with Comic Vision. And from then on, I've been on, as part of the committee, and this year I've become the chair of the committee. Great team of volunteers, great cause, and yeah, it's a really fun evening, so it's really easy to be part of the foundation and support them.
Deborah Greck is joined in her work for Comic Vision by her husband, Joe, a member of the FFB Board of Directors.
What interests me is knowing if there's any differences between all the performances, because I understand it's in 5 cities across Canada.
That's right. Well, Comic Vision began in Ontario, and so there's a really great grassroots level support for the foundation and for Comic Vision in particular in Toronto, Oakville, and London, Ontario. And so there's a little bit more history there, whereas Calgary and Vancouver are relatively new to the scene. This is the 3rd year that Comic Vision has been in Vancouver. So we're learning the ropes, so to speak.
After the silent auction and the stage auction, the evening wraps up with the comedians, including the well-known headliner Jeb Fink, making his first Vancouver visit for Comic Vision.
Since you have children and grandchildren, is that one of the reasons you got involved with Comic Vision?
That's why I do a lot of things for a lot of different kids organizations, and that's one of those things that just when somebody calls and they said, we've got kids and we need you to help us raise some money, and you're there for it because they're innocent, and the amazing thing is that they have just so much willpower. They're always so happy and positive, and it just amazes me, as opposed to being the grandpa who's old, tired, and negative, I guess.
Do you have any personal experience with blindness at all?
Other than just getting old and not being able to see as well as I used to. I can't see my phone without my glasses on anymore, and so, I mean, even that much affects me. So to actually have a serious issue with it, just I don't know how people deal with it, but they do.
In the end, it's about finding the causes, treatments, and ultimately the cures for retinitis pigmentosa, macular degeneration, and related retinal diseases. In total, the 2010 Comic Vision Tour netted $680,000 for vision research, and it was a lot of fun doing it, too.